Happy Sunday to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me once again on another card tutorial. Today I will be actually doing a card for a family who's very dear to me, who's lost a loved one. And I was just sitting there trying to figure out what would be, something really nice and different to do for them. And as usual, I just kind of went through the idea in my head and I came up with something. So right now I have just kind of prepared, a few things here, and I will see how it does come out. But I did use leaf die cut here, which is basically what I have. So I cut out three of those. I do have some flowers, as a matter of fact, which I plan to do die cuts. This is photo paper. I just love the glossy effect that it does have because I wanted to give the card just a little something. And I do have a cross, and I'm going to use wood pattern paper, which is actually, it's a wooden cross technically. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I have colored the photo paper with just regular dollar store markers, just to give the flowers color. And I'm going to use this distress ink here. It's called Mermaid Lagoon. I'm going to use it just to get around the edges of this white piece here, just kind of to offset it a little bit. And of course I have cut my matting, which I'm going to use. And my card base, I have decided to use 6¼ by 4½. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you do enjoy this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And of course, I'm always open to comments or suggestions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to just set those aside for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the die cut set up. So I'm going to do the cross first. I think I'm going to cut out another one just to give it a little dimension. So now I have two crosses, and basically I'm going to go ahead and put one on top of the other so that I can give it a little more dimension instead of using fun form. So I'm just going to set that aside, set the cross aside, and let's go ahead and get the flowers done. I'm going to cut 3 different shapes of flowers that I'm going to be using on the card. So these are basically what they look like. Some of them are kind of tiny. Here as well. I was just showing you how I got those done. So just give me a few minutes. I shall be right back with you. Okay, so now that I have my flowers cut out, I have just different colors. Purple. Also got some white in, so I have those all cut up. I do have my leaves cut up, my cross cut up. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to go ahead and just go around this here with the die cut. I'm sorry, the distress ink, so that I can go ahead and just add a little something to the edges. So how this usually works. Okay, so just very lightly I'm going to just go ahead and get to the edges. I learned actually on YouTube by a lot more seasoned card makers, you know, just applying distress ink to the edges of your project. How you do it, you don't like just, you know, like just stamp on it. You go towards your paper, and that way you have a better application instead of just going straight onto it, because you'll get blotches, and that's what I do not want. I do not want blotches. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that everything is how I want it on the edges before I proceed. Okay, I think it's good. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put away. So we're done with that one. Just gonna set it up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So basically we're gonna have something like this. So I'm going to start off by going ahead and get my first layer stuck on. I actually did use, I do have this decorative scissors that I use to get that pattern. If you can see it, there you go. That's what I used to get the pattern on this. So I'm going to go ahead and get that stuck onto the card for starters. So what I'm going to do, as I normally do, that helps me, is I'm going to stand up, because that kind of gives me a better glance at what's going on the bottom, so I can know if it's lined properly or not. Okay, I think we're good right here. Perfect. So that's another thing you can do. If sitting down is not working for you, it's okay to stand up and just like eyeball it instead. And now I'm going to go ahead and add this piece here. So I'm just going to kind of overlap it towards the edge, because I want to have something looking a little different. So let's go ahead and attach this one. So this one, I want it kind of to sit on the edge of the top, the actual base. Okay, so this is the look I want to achieve right here. Okay. All right, so now that we have that on, it's time to add the decorations. So let me go ahead and use my Tombow liquid ink. And now I'm going to go ahead and get it stuck to where I need it to be stuck. So I'm kind of going to get it in the middle. Not entirely middle, but there's a reason for that, because I do want to add the flowers and other things to the side. So far you see where I'm going with that, at least. So in that way we're gonna get this stuck. Now I do have some gems. I just want to stick a gem in the middle right there, a tiny one. Let's see, this one will don't want too big. Just a little tiny one, you know, just to stick in there. Okay, and let's go ahead and get everything else stuck together. So I will be silent while I go ahead and get that done. Okay, so that's just a little rough pattern here, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to add the flowers. Okay, so I think that's enough flowers for a day. So I have those on here. Let me just go ahead and add a couple of gems as well. Okay, so I do have the flowers here. Looks pretty nice, I think. The whole idea was to just get a bush of flowers. So what I think I am going to do, I want to get another leaf in, because I think I want to put another one, stick another one in here so it can kind of protrude out. Okay guys, so there you have it. That's the final product. It says with sympathy. So I'm just going to let this dry. I'm just going to add my sentiments inside. I'm going to actually create my own. Thank you so much for watching. Again, subscribe to my channel. Every Sunday I will be just sharing different ideas that just comes through my mind. And of course, comments are always respected. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next Sunday.